Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a WZ-111, the Alpine Tiger, and it's on the south spawn of Erlenberg, and it's an assault. This is an assault battle, but the commander of this vehicle is Tiltratt, and what you're going to see is he is going to be deliberately drowned by one of his teammates for no reason whatsoever. Battle has commenced. And he's loading and moving towards the river. Well, as you can see, he's getting close to the edge and moving up close to the bridge. Okay, looks like he's going to go across the bridge. And we've got a Scorpion G coming the other way, so Tiltratt gives way. Quite the right thing to do, and then he crosses. Okay, nothing normal there, unnormal. So he's got to cross the river, but he's stopped for a sec, and then he moves on. Now he's actually in platoon with UK Scarface and with Max Shepard, and as you may know, Max Shepard is his son, and UK Scarface is a member of What Arty Noobs along with Tiltratt. And okay, he's moved off and he's moving towards the town. Now you can see there's some enemy in the town already. And the enemy just lost a Samua. And that's welcome news because that's one of their heavies. And he's out of action. Okay, there's the bridge. He's decided not to go across the bridge just yet. Okay, he's got an enemy tank on the other side there, an Object 705 and an IS-3. Now, he's got a 122mm gun. Unfortunately, like most Chinese tank, he actually has a very poor gun depression. And look, this T32 is deliberately pushing him into the water. There's no need for him to do that. He's just pushing Tiltratt in. And this is a deep part of the water, so there's no way he can survive if he goes into that water. He's just been pushed in for no reason whatsoever. He was just sitting there, minding his own business, trying to attack the enemy. And this T32 is trying to push him in. He's tried to stop it, but it just doesn't seem to be taking any notice whatsoever. And there's absolutely no reason for this whatsoever. He's being pushed under. Why would you drown one of your own heavies? And he's pushed him in, and there's no way he can get out now. And he's been killed. And there was absolutely no reason for that. T32 HotBooy. Well, he's an idiot because he's just drowned Tiltratt, and he's got -1 on his score. He hasn't turned blue though. But if he does any more damage to any more teammates, I'm pretty sure that he will. And now they are losing. They've lost one heavy. They've lost a huge amount of firepower. And UK Scarface has reported the T32. And now they're 2 tanks down. It's going to be very difficult for them to win now. Now they've lost a big 122mm gun. They're not going to be able to really fight that against 4 heavy tanks on the enemy team. We'll specify which heavy tanks they are. There's an E75, an Object 705, a VK101P, and an IS-3. And the only heavy tanks they've got remaining on their side to match them are an Emil. The T32's already got 1 minus kill against him, a Type 4 heavy and a 705. But they're now 1 tank down. They've managed to get 1 back, and the scores are even. But there was a bit of team damage there. I don't know if you noticed that. Somebody did a blue on blue. And I'm wondering if that blue on blue was actually caused by the T32 HotBooy. He's not turned blue yet, but there was definitely some blue damage there. And now the UDES is saying, hope we lose this. Useless meds. Well, it was actually the T32 was the useless one, because he actually killed one of the tanks they needed in this battle. And the trouble is that the enemy does have strong forces on the east side of the map, in the north side. And remember, this is an assault battle, so it has to be done within 10 minutes, and they're already down to the 5-minute mark. So 5 minutes left to kill all of the enemy team or capture the cap, and it doesn't look as if that's going to happen now. So it will definitely be a loss. Got an E75 blocking the castle route from that tortoise. There's a Type 61 blocking the Emil. And there's all the other defenders up on the ridge line in the northeast corner. Well, the Emil's managed to get rid of the Type 61. So the scores are now even. But how long that will remain, I don't know, because it's unlikely to enable them to win this game. Now, I think UK Scarface is in the FV207. He is. And he's targeting the enemy tanks, the E75 that's blocking the tortoise. And the Emil's going out to see if he can help at all. Dislodge that E75. But the enemy also has an Arty in play, and they could also start hitting our Emil and Udas. We just lost the tortoise. And in fact, the forces over there, they've actually got an E75 and an AMX 1390. So he's not so single-handed. The AMX is on the island. Or that little piece over the water, over the river. And they've lost sight of the Emil, so... Oh, not of the Emil, rather, the E75. Well, we're watching UK Scarface at the moment trying to fire Arty rounds in, but it's very difficult to fire Arty rounds when you can't see the enemy because nobody's spotting it. And the enemy still has all of their forces in the northeast corner, apart from the two that are on the west side. UK Scarface is trying to go for that E75. No, doesn't get anything there. Okay, we switch to the battle. And there's the T32 we could see was still active. Here's the E75. The Emil's trying to get him from one side. The SU-101 is trying to get him from the other. Oh, we put a big round in, and the E75's been killed by the SU-101. So it's just the AMX 1390 on that side of the battlefield. And he's across the water. I wouldn't advise going across the water at that particular point because it's too deep for you to get out. I think they're going to leave that AMX alone and head straight for the cap. There's the Lorraine 15551, the enemy Arty. And the SU-101 puts a nice round into it. But there's still one tank down. And there's still a possibility that AMX 1390 is going to make a try to get back to his own cap to get a reset. They've got 1 minute 30 seconds left. The only way they can cap to get it is everyone into the cap all at once, but the enemy is bound to try and stop that. Okay, they got the Lorraine out of the game. The WZ-111 GFT is up by the windmill. They're not going to be able to. They're not going to be able to kill all of the enemy if some of the enemy runs south, which means they'll have to cap, and they've got 1 minute left to do it. So it's all into the cap, or they lose. And it looks very much as if they're going to lose because the only one in the cap is the Emil at the moment. Centurion's going across the river, but he's being hit. And it looks like UK Scarface got a hit into the WZ-111 GFT, or Wizzy. tank destroyer, I should say. No, that's Centurion. Oh, he's gone. I think it's impossible for them to win now. The Emil's the only one capping. It's going to take him 1 minute and 5 seconds to cap out. There's only 20 seconds left on the game. They got the 131, but there's still the problem of that AMX 1390. And here comes the Charioteer. It's impossible for them to cap out now. The Emil's been reset. And this loss comes down to the fact that the T32 team killed Tiltratt in the Alpine Tiger right at the start of the game. And here we see the result for Tiltratt. Yeah, didn't get any damage on the enemy. Vehicle drowned. Didn't even get a chance to fire on the enemy because he was pushed into the river and drowned by HotBooy. And we can see in the results here, we can see that when it came to damage, it was the Emil who managed to get the high caliber, 5,524 hit points and 3 kills. But there you can see at the bottom, Tiltratt, 0 damage, 0 kills, and only 186 XP for turning up. Well, that's all down to this T32, who should have actually been banned, but there again, he probably hasn't done any team killing for a while, and therefore just decided, I'm going to put that Alpine Tiger into the water. It may have been he likes to fire from that position, but that's no reason for him to team kill just to get the position. He didn't stay there to continue firing from that position, even after he team killed. So there's absolutely no reason for him to do it whatsoever. And if we look at the detail report, well, he fired 2 rounds, got no direct hits, and only travelled 0.72 of a kilometre. It says, according to this, that he earned minus 11,042 credits, minus 5,521 on the personal reserve. I think that's probably missing something actually there, because it's saying reward for mission completion 14,706, so the total came to 24,272, and after repair, ammunition, resupply, he actually had 9,566 credits for the battle and received 726 XP. But really, most of that came from the mission completion rewards, the fact that it's a premium vehicle and he had personal reserves running. It seems ridiculous that he's the victim of a team killing, yet he's the one who ends up out of pocket as a result. Whilst the T32 probably came out of the battle with a fair amount of XP and a fair amount of credits as well. So yeah, again, wargaming, you need to fix that. You need to sort it out. But anyway, the reason they lost this was because they lost one of their big guns at a very early stage in the battle. So there you have it. If you want to include another team killer on your list, then I suggest that you put this T32 HotBooy. It's on EU server, HotBooy, and I put that on your blacklist. And if you come across him, give him a good dose of medicine to remind him that team killing is frowned upon. Okay, thank you.